Hey, I think we are live. I think we are live once again. Welcome, everyone. Welcome to this week's Happy Half Hour presented by Carolina Retirement Planners. With me, you can see my daughter and partner, Sam Shakavich, Samantha, and I'm David
Hi.
Shakavich, founder and president of Carolina Retirement Planners. And as most of you probably know, we've been doing this for about, I don't know, 112 years or something like that. 112 weeks,
113,
weeks,
113.
113 weeks. We've been doing this, and in the background, and maybe she'll come and show us is our director of client fun and Amy,
Hi.
who is one who knows how to get all this stuff working and get us broadcasting on Facebook and everything else. So,
Hello.
The
welcome
real magic
everyone.
here.
Hello.
It
Well,
is
hello.
Goodbye.
it's good to see you, and you know, this is it is a interesting week because we are sitting here on Thursday, where tomorrow apparently the remnants of the hurricane that has just pummeled parts of Florida is due to come visit us,
Mhm.
and I believe when it gets here it'll be kind of a tropical storm, if that. A lot of rain, some wind, but hopefully nothing too bad. But I don't know about you, Sam, but it's been interesting because I got here 1981, so it's been 40 some years we've been going through storms. It used to be if it was like a tropical storm, it's like, oh yeah, we got a storm coming in. And now it's like a tropical storm. Look, we're going to get some rain. We better declare the governor declared a state of emergency, and the schools are closed, and like everybody's panicking, and
No
you,
one's panicking, Dad. They
I
declared
don't
a
know. It
state of
seems that way.
emergency. It's something about the farmers to allow the farmers time to do something. And the schools closed because the buses can't be out there if there's 30-mile-an-hour winds.
Yeah, I know, but it's just
And
as I used.
it's going to
I
be a
don't know.
really nice day for everybody to just cozy up at home. And I think Hocus Pocus 2 is coming out on Disney Plus. So it'll be a
Oh,
nice.
well, there we go.
Oh, there you go. I like
There we
it.
go. There is something else special about tomorrow. It is the last day of September,
Mhm.
and that means the
Yeah.
next day is October. And what happens in October here in Wilmington?
Well, it kind of happens all over. But I'm excited to plug because it's our happy half hour. So we enjoy imbibing on something oftentimes. I don't know if you can see this, but today I have Wilmington Brew. Oh my goodness. I have Waterline Brewing Company's official 2022 Oktoberfest mug. So how cute is this ceramic mug? I think they have
I
It,
another
love it. I think
glass.
it's awesome. I
it
love
tastes
it.
better when you drink it out of a mug like that,
Yes.
especially in October.
So one of the benefits or whatever is happening is Ian apparently has sped up. So he's gonna bring us a bunch of rain on Friday, and apparently Saturday is going to be absolutely beautiful.
And the
And
day
so
after a hurricane or storm like that, it's always blue skies and just great weather. That high
yeah,
pressure just, you know.
It's a
absolutely.
So
great day to go
So my
find beach
those of you
treasure.
who,
Beach
those of you
treasure.
who don't know, Sam's husband is brews beer at Waterline Brewery. He has a degree in fermentation science. What more could you ask for in a son-in-law? And
yeah.
and so this is a
So
special day for us. And
yeah,
if
so
you
it'll
haven't
be a
tried their
beautiful
Kolsch,
day.
you got to go try their Kolsch. Got this great Kolsch. It's one of those light, relatively low alcohol beers, so you can drink more of it, and so try that as well as the wheat and all the heavy stuff they got too. So bound to
I
have music. They're gonna have music.
Well, you haven't let me finish. The
Oh,
Oktoberfest officially goes from 12 to 8, and the music goes from 1 to 6 p.m. So
well,
it'll
we
be a
will.
beautiful, it should be a beautiful
I
day. You've been
can't
cooped
wait.
up all day for the storm. So get out the next day and go support your local brewery under the bridge. It'll be really nice.
We will be there. We will be there. And
Yeah.
and Amy, what are you drinking this time?
Oh, wait, look, wait.
Yeah, yours ties in with what day it is, doesn't it?
It does. Oh, I've got like a little, can I pull it back? Well, this is a left hand, see, I'm holding in my left hand. Does anybody realize? No. So it's left hand brewing pumpkin spice latte nitro, but I poured it into a cup, a glass. We can see here. I'm from Chicago, a cup, glass,
Drink
glass.
it.
Yeah.
I'm kind of
Yeah.
the purist. I'm drinking iced tea for what that's worth. I learned
I
not
always
to
drink
do
an iced tea. Yeah.
that thing when I'm doing. I have something planned for
We
the
don't care
future.
what you're drinking.
Oh, I see. Sam, what do you have? What's in that mug? I missed it. I was like,
Oh, this is their right now. I'm not drinking their cold.
oh, you don't have
but
anything in
this
there?
is-
Oh,
they brewed it's called We're Back Dinosaur IPA, because whenever they first brewed, they did this little thing where they all dressed up in those blow up dinosaur costumes, and like all the brewers did, and like danced around the brewery, and they did a cute little video for it. So I'm drinking the We're
Aw.
Back IPA.
how fun. So fun.
Oh,
It was-
good
it's
fun.
delicious.
What is our topic for today?
We are going to be talking about the complicated world of the 5-year rules regarding Roth conversions, Roth contributions, anything Roth, the 5-year
And-
clocks.
And
5
even better, we're going to be simplifying what could be a complicated world. What for most of you out there is actually a very simple world. So, and that is when you convert money to a Roth, or even have money in a Roth, what the rules are for taking it out. Now, Sam, why should people want to do a Roth conversion? What is the reason we would put money in a Roth, or even better, convert our IRAs to a Roth? What's the main reason?
Well, it boils down to always trying to pay tax at the lowest rate.
Pay tax at the lowest rate. And those of you who have been on this happy half hour, or been with us, visited with us, know that we're big on reducing taxes, and you also know that we've taught you that if you pay the tax and move it into a Roth, it grows tax free from there, and you don't really lose money because you got rid of the money that you would owe tax on anyway, as long as taxes stay the same or go up. And for most of us, that's going to happen, and in some cases, the government has it too. Where do we learn this anyway, Sam?
From the prolific Ed Slott, America's
Ed
CPA.
Yeah, he is an accountant that realized that it was more fun and more lucrative to teach people like Sam and I how to help you reduce your taxes, particularly in the IRA world, than to do tax returns for people. And he has a conference with probably hundreds of people every year. He holds them twice. You go to them, you wouldn't think you could sit for 2 days learning about tax tricks, but somehow there's more out there than any people recognize, and so this is what we're going to cover today is some of the rules with Roth conversions and how you can do it. Let's start by maybe looking at the big picture. We could think of money in one case. When it comes to money, in one case there is a regular IRA. When you put money into a regular IRA, you take your money from your paycheck and you put it in there without paying any tax. But in reality, if you look at that IRA, some of the money in there is yours, and some of the money really belongs to the IRS. In fact, when we teach classes, we like to ask people, whose IRA is it? And drive it that part of it, if they're in a 25% tax bracket, a quarter of that money belongs to the IRS. It's not really yours. And if taxes go up, the amount that is theirs actually gets bigger. You can see that if tax rates go up, the amount of money that is yours starts to shrink. And as you know, tax rates may well go up here in the near future, but especially with all the deficits we have. So some years ago, and I think we probably have a class on the history of Roth back in there somewhere, but a little webinar on it. The Roth IRA was developed, and in the case of a Roth IRA, as you probably know, you pay the tax first, and then you put the rest into this Roth, and this is always yours, and and all the growth on it as it gets bigger and bigger will remain yours. Oops, let me see if I can get that together. So the nice thing is, all the growth on it will remain yours. If you leave it to your spouse, they don't pay tax. If you leave it to your kids and grandkids, they don't pay tax. So it's getting money into this tax-free world. But you know, when it comes to a Roth, there's the money you put in and the growth on that money, and you'll see that some of the money is actually, if I can get it here right, some of the money is actually not only just yours, but some of the money is, so it's not just what you put in, but some of it is the growth on that money. And the growth on this money, oh boy, come on, behave here. The growth on this money is treated a little differently than the money you put in originally. So there's one thing. Now the neat thing is, well, just to review, Sam, there's rules on new money in a Roth IRA. Who can put money into their Roth, new money?
Anybody who's working, who has wages.
Right. So you can't put new money unless you have wages. But golly, I know a lot of folks listening are probably saying, "Hey, I'm retired. Luckily I don't have wages anymore, but I sure like the idea of getting money into in the tax-free world." And one of the things you can do is you can take your IRA, and by paying the tax on it, you can move it into the Roth. But in this case, it is conversions. You're taking your IRA money and you're converting it to a Roth. And to do that, you need to pay tax on it. We've done many webinars and things, and in the workshops we hold, we've taught this, but you can get it over there. Now it's growing, now it's yours, and it's growing tax-free. And you know, that money will also have some growth on it. And so you'll have growth on your new money, and they're all treated, and when you take money out of these things, they're all treated a little differently. So that's what we kind of want to go over here, is teach you the rules here. One rule is, when you put money into an IRA, later when you take it out, there's a hierarchy. And if you think about it, when I put money into an IRA, let me do it.
An IRA or a Roth?
I'm sorry, a Roth. Thank you, Sam. I can sometimes get.
I mean, it is an IRA, but it's a Roth IRA.
It's a Roth. When I put money into my Roth IRA, this is my original Roth. Okay, this is the money that came in from wages. And then I also have some money in there that we could call, well, let me get the right one. Darn, you know, I'm a little rusty on this. There's some money in there that you could call was our conversions. This was converted money. And then finally in here is money that we could say is our growth. You know, when you go later to take it out, there's something that happens. First,
Ah,
all the dollars you start taking out are the original money.
I just
Automatic.
realized that that means original. I was trying to figure out what Grig was. But
Okay.
it's original.
That's your
Yeah,
dad's handwriting.
I was like, what is Greg? All right.
So you first use the money you put in when you were working, all those wages you put in. When you've used them up, you start taking out the converted money. And then when all that's gone, you start taking out the growth. And that happens automatically. And I just spent, just to verify that I had it right, Ed Slott, if you're a member of his group, he's got 3 experts that just, lawyers and accountants that just know all this. So I called one up to be sure I'm right and to convert it. And it turns out, even if you have, for instance, even if you have 3 or 4 Roth IRAs and you're taking all the money out of it, the IRS is treating it just the same way. They're kind of imagining it's all squished together. And I said, how do you keep track of that? Who keeps track? He says, well, whenever you put money into a Roth, like when you're working, they send something to the IRS saying this is a Roth contribution. And if you convert money, they tell the IRS you converted this much money, right? So the IRS theoretically knows it. And if they ever wanted to and audit you, they'd have the trail. But the nice thing to know is you don't have to worry about this. This is the rate it's going to come at. You're supposed to keep track, but you really, for a lot of reasons, for most of you who are perhaps retired or over 59 and a half here, have no issues. So this is how it's used up, is the rate at which it automatically comes out, and they're all treated as the same. Mr. Slott and company were nice enough to provide this little picture, and I'm going to give you all a chance to get your own copy of it here in a little bit. But what the picture says is, here are the rules. And the rules are pretty simple when you stand back and look at them. Sam, rule number one, if I've contributed money, let's say I'm 30 years old. Let's say your 30-year-old son puts $5,000 into a Roth. Can they take that money out?
Yes.
Right. If you contribute money or your wages into a Roth, you can always get the amount you put in out without tax or penalty, because you already paid the tax. And so you can take it out anytime you want. The next day or 10 years later, you can take that amount out with no tax and penalty. If I've converted money, let's say I convert. Now, first, when it comes to conversion rules, you can pretty much convert an existing IRA to a Roth, and you do that by kind of calling up your company and saying, move that into a Roth, and they'll do that, and then they'll send you a 1099 for the tax. You can do that at any time, at any age, for any amount. There's really no restrictions on it. But if I want to go take and spend what I've converted, Sam, do you remember the rules for that?
Sorry, I was reading the fine print. If you want to take and spend what you've converted, the rules are if you are over 59 and a half, or if you've had a Roth for 5 years, you won't pay a tax or a penalty on that.
So one rule there is if you've done a conversion and you're over 59 and a half, there's no problem taking that conversion money out. Whenever you can take the amount you converted out. If you're under 59 and a half, it gets more complicated. If you convert $10,000 one year, 5 years, if you're 50, say, and you convert it, 5 years later, you can take that 10,000 out. But if you do 10,000 the next year, you can't take that out till till you're 56, 5 years later. If you do it at 50, you can take it out at 55. You do it at 51, you can take it out at 56. But if you're over 59 and a half, that's all moot. You don't have to worry about that. And automatically, if you've got contributions in there before that, they're going to automatically come out first. So, but basically, if you're over 59 and a half, it's not a problem. Now, earnings is a little more interesting. If you earn money on either of these, the rules are a little different. There's a combination of two rules. One of them is I must have started an IRA more than 5 years before I'm taking it out. Didn't matter whether you put $1 in or whatever, any IRA started more than 5 years ago qualifies you, along with the fact that you are now 59 and a half or older. So anybody that's 59 and a half and older and started an IRA at any time in their life before, more than 5 years before that, the earnings come out tax-free, but automatically they'll come out last. So largely the way it's set up, most people that do this, when you do a Roth conversion, usually that's money for later. You want to use that when tax rates are higher. If you're married, maybe one spouse dies, the other's in a higher tax bracket. It's great money to leave to the kids. So that is the kind of the overview. And we actually, if you'd like to get this example, and I'll show you the full thing in a minute, it's a little bigger. Well, actually, I'll show it to you now. This is what the full sheet looks like. If you like how could they get a copy if they want a copy, Amy?
Sorry, all they're going to have to do is send an email to Mary, and I'm putting it all together right now in the comments. And once they send that, Mary will get it off and send it off to them. So just posted right now. I was typing it as we were speaking.
Now, there's a few other things I'll finish up with. There are a few cases where if you've either put money in a Roth or converted money to a Roth, you can get it out and the growth out without any penalty. And that is, if you die, your heirs can take it and without any penalty. However, you better die 5 years after you started it. There's some kind of rule that says it's got to be, if they died in 4 years, you got to wait another year. If you're disabled, you can get the money out without penalty. If you are unemployed and have to pay for health insurance, you can get it out. If you got medical expenses greater than 10%, I think, of your income, you can take it out. There's a first-time home buyer rule that says you can take up to 10,000 out. By the way, I believe a first-time home buyer is defined as someone who hasn't owned a home in 2 years. So if you decided to cruise around sold your house and cruise around the world for a couple of years, you might still qualify. And there's higher education rules. There's also a rule that says the IRS, if you owe them money, they can garnish your Roth, take the money out. And there's no penalty on the money they've taken. Isn't that great? But there's some exceptions. It's complicated. You want to be sure you check with your accountant or financial advisor before you assume everything is okay. But kind of keep in mind that these are here. If you're over 59 and a half, it's really not going to mean anything anyway, but because you can get it out. But this is the rules there, and this is the sheet that you can get if you would like to. So, boy, that's kind of my quick and dirty example of that. Hey, we haven't said hi to anybody who has joined us. We usually do that. Maybe we should finish up by talking about the folks that have come to join us here.
I like it.
Sam, you want to fire that off?
Sure. Let's see here. We have Bill with us today, and Pat and Brenda. Hey, Brenda, and Jay and Carter are here. Hey, y'all. And Jim and Phil and Eric joining us all the way from Pittsburgh. And Dan and Barb are sitting in the mountains drinking a Sam Adams Oktoberfest.
That's a good one. Yeah,
that is a good
That is
one.
a good one.
I can test.
My mom is here. Amy's mom is here.
I love the moms.
Mary's here. Hey, Mary and Brad. And Ed and Renee are here. Hey, y'all. And Rick and Marcy are joining us from, I think, abroad, which is very exciting. I
And
hope y'all are having
Ed
a
and
great
Renee are
time.
joining us from the American Legion Post 129. It's
I know,
worth
isn't that
noting.
cool? I know, I like that. I was like, woo, look at that.
Hopefully the whole post is watching this with any luck.
And Rich is joining us as well. So welcome, y'all. Thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, it's good to see you once again. Let's see. We're getting close to the top of the hour. What is it we haven't done yet? There's something I can't help. What do we always finish off
You know what?
with?
We normally start because we talk about what day it is. It's National Coffee Day, and then we just talk about what your favorite type of coffee is, what you put in your coffee, what you do to your coffee. So, but we didn't
Well,
do that today.
I know what my dad does with his coffee.
Okay, what's that?
Oh.
Nothing? Yeah.
Nothing. He might.
Barefoot. Barefoot, the way God intended. Coffee, just like it is. That's good enough for me. I don't need any of those half cap multi, too fruity, come on,
I like a pumpkin coffee. I mean, I'm a pumpkin person, so when that comes in, I'm like, ooh, yay, the flavors. No, I'm not mad at that. Pumpkin spice.
I
Yeah.
had a I had a client roast his own coffee, gave me a bag of really good, Central American coffee. Boy, that was so good. Oh man. I just finished those beans a week ago. So anyway,
Growing up, I always drank my coffee his way, but now but that means that now I like it every way. If you hand me a cup of black coffee, I will enjoy that. You can put all kinds of stuff in it, and I'm sure I'll like that too. At home, I usually drink a little bit of oat milk in the morning, and on weekends, I might throw some sugar in too.
I like it. I can't do the black coffee. I can do no sugar, but I have to have a little cream or a little milk or something in there. So yeah. I do want to know, wait, we have somebody that is joining us from Miami. Bill is watching the Happy Half Hour all the way from Miami right now.
Oh goodness.
Yeah.
Well, I hope that you are doing well down there in Miami, Bill. I don't know that I've seen a lot of how Miami has fared, but I know it was like kind of in some of the crosshairs. So I hope that
Billy emailed us and he was rushing down there to get there for the hurricane. And I hope he made it. It still looks like he made it okay. So
well, if you're able to join us, there's got to be some infrastructure in Miami still. I think that
I was on. So
That's good. That's good.
it was
Because
on
some
the
of the
other
roads are
side of
no
the
other
peninsula,
areas.
so.
Yeah, it's good. Oh, there's my dog.
So okay.
All right.
Well, listen, time for
are
the
you
wine drawing. Yeah.
Okay. So if this is your first time joining us, each week we raffle off 2 bottles of wine delivered directly to your door from Fermental Bottle Shop. They are newly reopened in the Cargo District in downtown Wilmington, so you should go check them out as well. And to get your name in my raffle, all you have to do is each week we have like a little Facebook event that comes out and says, what our topic is. And if you click, hey, I'm going, your name is in this jar, and we'll send out an email to let you know what our topic is. And if you reply to that email and maybe tell us what your favorite cup of coffee is, or just let us know, just say, get me in the wine raffle, we'll get you in here. And you can always share those with a friend and let us know, and we will get you an extra, ticket in here as well. So our winner this week, 2 bottles of wine delivered directly to your door is, oops, sorry, got big fingers today. Bill K. Oh, is that
Bill-
Oh my God, look at it. Hey,
is that the same Bill?
I think,
So I think he's on.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. That's
Bill,
funny.
congratulations, you won our wine today. So you weathered the storm and you
I have to show this. This is a turnip saying goodbye to everybody too. So.
Oh,
And Turnip looks adorable in her little hoodie. She's very ready for.
I'm making her sit on my lap right now while I type and do things because she keeps barking.
okay. Well, with that, everybody, we will see you next Thursday at 4:30.
Yes.
And And you know, I hope you all have a good day tomorrow. Everything blows by without too much fuss and muss. And have a
Yeah.
great Saturday. Maybe we'll see you at Oktoberfest at Waterline Brewery under the
Get a
bridge
mug.
in
I like it.
Wilmington. It's a great, if you haven't been there, it's just a great place. I was there for a bluegrass band there last weekend too.
Yeah,
It
you
was,
sent me or you posted, it was Massive Grass, right?
Oh, I
massive
like them a
grass,
lot.
yes.
I'm friends with them. I do like them. They're a great band. So
They are.
yeah.
It
They
was a
are.
good
Oh,
music.
I'll have to let them know that we did a little plug for them in here. I'll tag
I
them.
play with the fiddle player most every Sunday at Satellite in the
Do
jam
you?
session.
Oh, look
That's
at that.
fancy.
Nice. Oh,
He's
tell them I
good.
say
He's really
hello.
good.
They are really
Anyway,
good.
All
like
right.
that.
Yeah.
Cheers.
My beer, not finished, but that's okay. Bye, everyone. Stay safe, and we'll see you next week.
Stay safe. Bye bye.
Bye.